Oh man, he linked to my YouTube channel. What the heck? I haven't even uploaded there in like half a year. I'm gonna actually upload soon. I'm gonna upload a new video soon about Nomad. Not that soon, maybe like in a week or so. But I'm still working on it. Hopefully, I have more time to actually work on it rather than mess around. But I have the idea already. Yeah, Nomad guide. But this is the first one is gonna be like instead of like lesson 1, it's gonna be like lesson 0. You know, just like Nomad overview rather than actually like how to play the map. Like you might get some ideas of how to play the map, but it's not going to be heavily focused on actual like strategies and tips and tricks. It's just going to be like some basics of like what civs have which bonuses and just general features on the map, like the distribution of fish, for example. Ichi to Nomad. Well, dude, you're pretty good at it, from what I remember. You didn't play too much, but when you played once in a while in the RTS League, you were okay. You weren't, amazing, but you were decent, man. You were competent. Yeah, obviously, I'm making a video, so then you can raise your level from competent to, master, essentially. Let's make sure everything's okay. Yeah, I just shut the song off in a bit. I've already been live for 30 minutes. We're just starting the first game. Okay. So here we go. Game is gonna start shortly. It's gonna be 2 versus 2 BzK against NHN on Arabia for this first game. It's this home map of NHN. Yeah, you're right. You didn't have the most essential role on the team, but it was still good. It was still not so bad, you know. All right, here we go. Hopefully this loads properly. Let me know if all the settings are okay. In the chat, I'm gonna have to adjust things a little bit myself. I'm gonna stand up slightly. I'm gonna turn my full speed down. All right, so I believe this first game is free pick. Let's see what these teams picked. We have for the Brazilian team, we have Martin, BzK Martin, in picking Burmese in the red here. Move the overlay, did I? Do I not have? Oh. Wait, it's... I'll move the overlay. Oh, so you mean move this? Or what? Spec overlay. Okay. How do I even do that? I don't even know. I have to move it to the middle, you're saying, right? You want me to move it to the middle? But let's see. Some way to do that, but I don't see it. Oh, right. Okay, you're right. The thing shows up and then it obscures your view. Correct, but Control plus Shift plus S. Okay. Okay, so how do I?
Yes.
And what do I do now? Advanced settings? I don't think it's advanced. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, bottom. Move table. Okay, there we go. Okay. Should be good then. Right in the middle. Okay. Alright, so again, our Brazilian team, BzK, we have red Martin HS playing as the Burmese with his ally to the east here. In the purple, he's playing as the Huns. Alright, so Burmese and Huns as a free pick civ on Arabia. I think those are 2 pretty good civs. I don't think Burmese and Huns to get this guy might be blocking his villager here himself. he's doing fine now. He managed to delay the boar enough, but that was very dangerous of him right there. Newbie competent. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit better, man. every day, every time I cast, it's a little bit better. Maybe one day they're gonna invite me to Escape Gaming. Okay, so yeah, Burmese and Huns, they go pretty well together, I guess. I wouldn't really pick Burmese for a 2v2, a 2 versus 2 Arabia, just because it's kind of a little bit more difficult to get them going. Like if you have to wall more than other civs with Burmese, because you generally don't want to go for what you want to go for is your unique unit, and that kind of maybe puts more pressure on your ally if they have like a bad map or something and they can get 2 versus 1. So yeah, Huns is a good civ, and I think Magyars is a better combo civ that the NHN guys picked. They picked Huns and Magyars, so the Magyars can go for knights, and they have those free forging and iron casting, as well as the Huns, which can do cav archers pretty well. And then cav archers and knights together is a pretty good combo. Alright, so our blue player here is this Imperi playing as the Huns. He's matched up against the Burmese. First thing I see from him is this mill placement, which is, I would say, rather odd. I would not place my mill that far away, and especially not towards the left over here. That's rather strange, I'd say. Just once the villas are taking from this forage bush in the back, they're going to be needing a taxi to get back and forth. I actually don't like the mills of either of these players. This one's a little bit better than the other one. So this player, Lord Crom, playing as the Magyars. I like this pick of Civ better than the Civs of the BzK team. He has a nice forest over here. I don't really like the forest that player 1 had. Rather nasty, especially the way he placed it. Because he only has one tree between his lumber camp and pond. Perhaps he didn't see it, but obviously you'd prefer to have your lumber camp like maybe over here, or a little bit farther out over here, but that might be too dangerous. I don't know. But I mean, you'd have your villas on the hill there, so that'd be actually better. You'd chop down the trees slightly faster. Alright, so let's see what strategies each of the teams are doing. Alright, we have this is a rather late borer for Martin. Perhaps he didn't find it. Obviously, didn't find it. Let's see, did he adjust his build order for what's happening? I don't know. He took 10 gold from his gold mine. He has 60 gold, which is abnormal. He also has loom, which is abnormal as well to have that so early. It looks like a pretty bad build order for him. He made some mistakes here. He wanted to go for Drush, and then he changed his mind, and then he wanted to go for Man-at-Arms, but then since he's so late about getting his boar, then he's not able to up in time. So let's see how he's gonna manage this. How is he gonna adjust the tough situation that he's in? Alright, so it looks like a 2 villager. For some reason my playback is lagging a little bit here. But the 2 villager forward here for player 1 with Huns. What's he gonna do with that? Like, it's rather dangerous to be forwarding against the Burmese player since they have extra attack on their infantry once they get to the feudal age. But he's doing double archery range forward. Huh. Alright, so that's actually going to be a pretty good strategy given how late player 2 is to the next age, as well as he's doing Man-at-Arms and he's just still stuck in his base here. But when you're doing Man-at-Arms, you want to already be attacking your opponent or scouting at least what he's doing. So he sees he's on gold, so he therefore should know that archers are probably coming. But not a very good use of his scout here for player 1. He's lost all his HP and he hasn't really killed anything. He's hurt some villagers, but again, just hurting them isn't really doing too much because then you can just send them back to your TC, as he did right over here, and his villager is going to be pretty safe. That's a lot of wasted HP for player 1. Let's see what's going on with player 7 and player 6. They're both just going for scouts. Looks like they're going to camp their bases. What's up, Charlotte? How you doing? Alright, so here come the archers forward. This archery range is going to be denied, I believe, from Martin. Again, this is kind of tough for him to deal with because he has no idea what's coming. That's why his build order was so bad. He didn't have any scouting information. So this is rather tough for him to deal with. His archer range, like I said, is denied. He's sending a whole pack of villagers here to get up a tower to prevent, his gold from being denied again, being taken away by these archers and these villagers. So let's see, no action going on yet for the other side. They're just walling, camping as of yet. All right, so again, 2 villager forward isn't so good. I think you need more villagers for it to be effective. He might lose these villagers here right now. They're right underneath this tower, and they're not enough to actually take down the tower. And then these archers, they do have fletching, but they can't sit underneath the tower because he didn't have enough of them, and then he also didn't react in time. So both these villagers are dead for player 1 here. They should be dead at least. This one might be escaping because Martin didn't chase it down, but he should have done that, and that would have been a GG scenario here. So let's see back in Martin's base. Okay. And I mean, not in Martin's base, but in Perry's base. Alright, so these man-at-arms are getting walled in, it seems, but I think they did what they needed to do. They denied this gold. They probably chased the villagers away when I wasn't paying attention. Let's check what the other guys are doing. Okay, so OnLeKe here is fully walled with the Huns. These Magyar scouts aren't able to do as much damage as they would like. They're going to have to find somewhere else to attack. Let's see what OnLeKe is doing with his scouts. They're coming towards player 1 here. Who, he doesn't have any defensive buildings over here. His barracks is forward. Or is his barracks forward? No, his barracks, yeah, it's forward, but it's still at home. Let's see what happens. Yeah, right now he just found walls. He just found walls. So also, again, like I said before. Okay, here came the scouts of Lord Crom. They're doing some damage on Martin. They killed at least 2 vills here. I think that might be... Oh, he has armor on them already. He has, obviously, you get the free forging, but he also has scale barding armor. It's pretty early to have that upgrade, I think. Yeah, it would have been nice if Martin killed this villager, and then he would be able to have this wood line completely safe. Right, so let's see, any damage happening. Oh, OnLeKe is not able to do any damage on player 1 just yet, although player 1 is behind in terms of economy already, given this relatively failed forward. But again, there's quite a lot of damage being done here with these 7 scouts, not grouped up together, but they are doing very well. Nycring even away from this single scout, and then making sure the spearman doesn't do too much damage. And he killed the entirety of Martin's army here with all the skirms, all the archers, and then he still has 4 of these scouts alive. That's excellent use. And then the archers are in, so while Martin was distracted over here dealing with those scouts, these 5 archers, or actually 7 archers, they broke in, and now this is going to be really, really tough for Martin to deal with it, given he already lost all his skirms and archers in defense, and he has 3 spearmen up against these 7 archers, which is not going to be so effective. OnLeKe, he has 4 scouts, which that's not going to be enough. Researching bloodlines, but again, that is not going to be enough either. He needs to get the scale barding armor upgrade, but he's not. He actually transitioned into cav archers, so he's going to be doing cav archers in the castle age. Good for Martin that he is on stone, so he's able to put up the secondary tower, which keeps his gold safe and his wood safe here, so he'll be okay. He's going to be stuck in the feudal age for quite some time, but his opponent is also in a rather bad situation, given he only has 32 villagers, which is 4 fewer than what Martin has. Alright, so Lord Crom here, he did invest heavily in these scouts. He got a lot of armor upgrades for them. So let's see. He is able to get up to the next stage, though. He's going to click right now, but a little bit late, given his opponent is already in the next stage, right? So yeah, there he goes, clicked up to the castle age, and he's going to be going for 2 stable knights, perhaps even a 3rd stable, given the amount he has on gold here. Alright, so here's that another tower coming up for 10. No, it's an outpost. Again, this single villager, this one This villager should be completely dead. This tower should never have happened. It should never have ever happened. And no fletching for Martin. No padded archer armor for him either, which makes his skirms rather useless in the face of these fletching archers as well as these armored scouts. More of them are coming. More of them are on their way to Martin's base, so they're really beating up on him. But meanwhile, they're letting OnLeKe do whatever he wants. He has bloodlines, he has bodkin arrow, and he's getting padded archer armor as well. Again, not a good situation for Martin, but like pretty much an equally bad situation for this Imperi here. Alright, so here come the cav archers. See what he's able to do with them. Some decent walling coming up for Lord Crom over there, but again, it's not going to be enough to completely deny the cav archers from doing damage. They can obviously shoot over these buildings and this forest here. Alright, so now that he is up to the castle age, he's able to make knights. He's getting chain barding armor, so he's going to have quite a few knights out on the field. This amount of cav archers won't be able to face, even 2 or 3 armored knights. But still, a very tough situation for Martin on the other side. He doesn't have a blacksmith yet, even. So he's not able to actually push this away, like, ever. At no point will he be able to push this away without help. That's what he's getting. He's going to be getting some help. Alright, so light cavs also researched for Lord Crom. So he has fully upgraded light cavs here, fully upgraded knights. And these cav archers aren't able to do so well given these fully upgraded feudal archers are chasing them back. And then Martin just pretty much suicided all his archers and his skirmishers. Very, very bad situation for him. He still doesn't have fletching. He has a blacksmith now, but still no fletching. Very, very bad. So let's see what happened. Okay, so the cav archers, they went inside the base of Lord Crom, but they're just going to get cleaned up right away here. Again, it's just 5 or 6 cav archers, so they're not able to do a huge amount of damage against those well-armored knights. Alright, so now that these light cavs are mostly cleaned up, perhaps these cav archers are going to be a bit more of a threat to these archers. There's only 3 light cavs left, and they don't have so much HP on them. So let's see back at home. What is OnLeKe doing? He has 2 TCs. That's pretty good. He should be replacing his lumber camps. He replaced this one, but he should do this one as well, because that's rather inefficient now. Alright, so the archers are forced to retreat to the towers. Be wise of him to try and keep his archers safe while he tries to make his way to the castle age. He's still quite a ways away. He's going to need some more time to collect some food. Look at his farming. Like, look at this farming economy. That's really, really gross. That's not very efficient farm placement. You know what I mean? So it's going to take even extra time for him to get up. I think if he had better farm placement, he could already be on the way to the castle age. So don't underestimate like efficient placement of farming, because that is actually pretty big. If your farming is that bad as this guy, yeah, you're going to have a pretty bad economy. You're not going to be able to get up to the castle age in time, or to the imperial age if you're already in the castle. Alright, so let's compare build counts. We have 45 for Martin. He's on the way to the castle age now, before his opponent, Business Imperi, who you'd expect him to be up a little bit faster, given he was pretty much safe back at home, other than those man-at-arms that he walled in. Alright, and also the build count of OnLeKe is 64 compared to 43 of Lord Crom, so having to deal with those cav archers running around his base, as well as it's a pretty good fight here for OnLeKe. He can always shoot these archers from range. He has 1 extra range, and he has the maneuverability advantage as well, given he can run away and he can fight whenever he wants, and he can run away whenever he wants. So With cav archers, you can pretty much always take a good fight. You don't have to. You're not forced to take a bad fight like those archers were. Alright, so OnLeKe right now is pretty much dictating the pace of the game here. Pretty late for a third TC, but given the amount of cav archers that he made, he gets 4. Actually, it's a 4th TC. Never mind. He needs actually a good TC on wood here, because this forest is pretty bad. So I think a bit of a mistake here for OnLeKe to not have a good forest with a TC on it. But 4 TCs still, I didn't expect that. I think 3 would have been sufficient. Yeah, he has quite a few archers here, quite a few cav archers that he was able to dictate what happened in this game, given his opponent, Lord Crom, was stuck in the feudal age for quite a lot longer than he was. Alright, so Imperi is as well on the way to the castle age. Let's see how close Martin is to build a castle. Not too close. He needs to buy some resources, which is what I imagine he'll be doing once he gets this this market up, which, I mean, that's what I would do at least. I'd buy at least a couple rounds of stone. And that's what he did. He's buying stone to get his castle up sooner. Alright, so a little bit of knight raiding. Looks like OnLeKe overchopped here. But he is going to be just fine, given he has some cav archers at home in defense. He has quite a few villagers on stone here. Not sure what the purpose of that is. Yeah, 4 TCs for OnLeKe, but he did delay his ballistics upgrade. Generally, you'd want ballistics by now. He'd be shooting, like he'd be hitting these knights a lot more effectively if he had ballistics already, but not a huge deal, as he was able to clean up the armies of both players and prevent them from doing too much damage just fine. Okay, so more villagers forward for Imperi. Does Martin see this? He has view lock, but no, he doesn't see this, so he's missing town watch, I believe. There's no town watch here, so that's going to be rather bad for him, given his forest in the back here is denied with the tower. Oh wow, there's an archery range back there, I didn't notice that. Yeah, siege workshop and towers for player 1. And this is a nasty mass of cav archers here. 40 cav archers essentially right over here. So you're going to need a hell of a lot of knights to deal with that, and I think even knights alone will have a hard time, especially since OnLeKe is researching Thumb Ring. So I believe player 7 does need, he needs something else. He needs some siege, he needs some elite skirmishers, otherwise those knights alone are going to have a hard time against the cav archers. But yeah, a very good tower here for player 1. He has 3 villagers now ahead of Martin. Martin actually lost, I think, quite a lot of villagers, more than what player 1 lost. Alright, so instead of defending his own base, it looks like Lord Crom is going to try and raid his opponent, Martin, again. He's going to try and do more damage on Martin, it seems, which I think that's a mistake. The castle's up, but yeah, he decides, oh yeah, I need to defend my base. These 4 rams are coming in here. These 40 cav archers are going to be doing a lot of damage on my economy. So yeah, he needs to come home. But even this is not going to be enough. 20 knights against these 40 cav archers. They might force him to retreat, but again, they're not going to be able to actually do a direct confrontation against this. And smartly, OnLeKe does take the hill here, so he has about half his army on this hill. He's going to be doing a hell of a lot of damage against these knights. He can just stand and fight, essentially. He's going to kill all these knights. As you see, these knights are doing a little bit of damage against the cav archers, but they are losing their numbers fast. Even without any micro at all, they're not able to stand up against these 40 cav archers. As you see, maybe he lost, what, 6 or 7 cav archers, and then pretty much the entirety of the knight mass is completely gone. Only 5 knights left. Look at these rams. The rams are untouched. Still 6 rams. So let's see what player 1 is going to do to help his ally. Alright, he's sending his crossbowmen over, but they're going to be met with 20 cav archers. Yeah, it seems that OnLeKe pretty much himself, given he got a free boom to the castle age untouched with his walls, and given they decided to double his ally here, he was able to dictate the game himself. Again, These BzK players are, maybe a couple steps ahead of their NHN counterparts. So it makes sense that OnLeKe was able to pull ahead as much as he did. One good thing that you can do against Cav Archers, I'd say, is make Scorpions, actually. So, Lord Crom did make a Mangonel, which is good. He made that Mangonel. He managed to clean up all the Rams and a few of the Cav Archers with it, given OnLeKe had to split his army here. But now that he has those 40 Cav Archers all together again, it's still going to be very hard for him to deal with. Alright, so calling GG. It was definitely GG here, especially given OnLeKe was on the way to the Castle or the Imperial Age. Yeah, definitely a GG here. Game over. Alright, so yeah, again, OnLeKe just controlling that game, 100 kills. That's quite a lot more than anyone else in the game. Actually, Lord Crom came pretty close with 93. But again, the villager counts. 110 villagers for OnLeKe, making his way to the Imperial Age. Yeah, 100% GG, no doubt.